Welcome to our last Gevme Connect of 2023, our winter edition. This is our quarterly product launch event where we share with you our latest thoughts on event tech and showcase to you our latest innovations. This year has been a year of adjustments on so many levels. The world today is as unpredictable as it can be. But one constant has been the rise of business events. And this has kept us pretty busy this year. We are so grateful to all of you, our customers, and friends, who have been so supportive and worked together throughout the many challenges throughout this year. And I'd like to start by showing you a video to showcase some of the wonderful events that we've worked with you this year so far. In-person events have been by far what kept us busy. So we've been making quite some progress within our on-site suite of products. So this quarter, actually, we've had over 20 plus product updates. Our kiosk software can now run in offline mode in our branded kiosk. In this case, you can see our kiosk being deployed at the recent Singapore FinTech Festival, an event that attracted a record 66,000 participants from 150 countries. Our on-site software can be deployed in different configurations. Here, you can see laptops connected in a shared printer in an island style. This helps to reduce the number of printers required at large events. And of course, it's used at the assisted counters during an event. So it's the same software that runs at various locations to give you clear insight into what's happening during your event, real time. And it's connected to our registration platform. So one of the things that we've vastly improved on is the data analytics for large events. You can keep track of real-time attendance at different stages that you may have at your large conference or exhibition. We also keep track of the attendance at different areas of your show floors. So for now, we can make use of our revamped check-in mobile app to capture these data. And you can also keep track of the attendance at your different sessions during your event. And what's great here is that this data is not only available after the event, but it's also made available to you in real time during the event itself. And it's all integrated such that if you change your sessions in the Give Me Agenda module, your reports get updated as well. And since the whole on-site is seamlessly integrated with our registration, you can analyze your event check-in data based on the ticket types Or even you can see the breakdown by country, you can break down by the job function. In fact, you can break down your on-site attendance data now by any information that you're capturing as part of your registration. So this really then helps to give you more ways in terms of understanding your audience. And the next cool thing that you event marketers will like is to be able to analyze the correlation with your marketing campaigns or partners with the actual attendance at your event. So we now have reports that can show you the different campaigns that you ran, and you can see the attendance that was on different days of your event, your day 0, day 1, and so on and so forth. And you can even analyze the overall effectiveness of each campaign to see how many registrations they help create and how many people from these sources, from these campaigns, eventually attended your event. So you can then measure your pre-registration conversion by campaigns. This is great for post-event analysis to help you gauge what you should remedy or double down on in your next iteration of your event. And when you're dealing with events that happen over the years, we now very easily show you the comparison reports to show you the progress that you're making year after year. In this case, you can see a report that's broken down by ticket name, and you can see how the attendance compares from the year 2023 to 2022. And you can see how the attendance percentage evolved year on year. This report obviously is possible because we keep track of your event data over the years, both for on-site and registration. And registration remains at the core of what we do. And this quarter, we decided to tackle something that has been bothering us, and I'm quite sure you as well, for a long time now. If you look at the user journey of a person registering for an event, you can actually visualize that as a funnel. So first, the person visits an event website and then clicks on the registration button to register. If there is payment, makes the payment for the event. And finally, then the registration is actually complete. But we know that at each stage, people can drop off. In fact, by far, the stage at which people drop off is the point they start the registration and never complete it. We call this the registration cart abandonment. So we decided to tackle this very problem. I'm happy to show you our latest module within our registration platform called the abandoned cart. By simply switching the tracking option on, we can now automatically track who are the people who started their registration and never completed it. And the beauty behind it all is the automation that comes with it. Because once we capture this data, you can now configure email campaigns that will be able to automatically send to people to encourage them and incentivize them to come back and complete their registration. You can set the frequency where people should be getting these emails. This is a feature that we have rolled out already with a select few of you over the past few months, and I must say we've been surprised by the results so far. In fact, what we found out is on average, we are seeing a 52% abandoned cart recovery rate. That means out of every 2 people that started the registration and left it off, 1 would come back once they receive the email reminders. And in some cases, we have seen even the numbers go as high as 75%. So we hope that you'll really benefit from this new automation and use it to boost your event registration. And now the thing that really rocked this year is AI. I mean, just imagine, it's been only 1 year since ChatGPT launched. Only 1 year, and just see the impact that this single moment brought about. Now, it's not just about ChatGPT itself, but the whole suite of generative AI revolution that this is bringing about. And if we look at our own industry, 68% of event professionals now believe that AI will be a crucial tool in the next 2 years. Now, bear in mind that this data that I'm showing here is from PCMA with a survey that they did back in September of this year. I'm very sure that by now this number will be even higher. And LinkedIn actually did a study to determine how generative AI will impact the future of work. And what you see here is actually a list of professions listing down the percentage of skills that could be augmented with generative AI. And you can see that for an event manager role, LinkedIn estimates that nearly 40% of work can be augmented using generative AI. And that's in many areas, example, event marketing, planning, hospitality management. And that's exactly the work that we have been involved in on our side throughout this whole year. And that's the work that we've been doing through Spark. We set out on a journey at the beginning of the year, really as an experiment to try to figure out whether generative AI can help in business events industry. And I'd like to show you some of the highlights of the work that we've been able to do this year with Spark. Here you go. So we find the whole experiment with Spark itself as a validation that AI can indeed help to boost productivity at work. And not just that, but it can also improve the quality of the work being done. And in what areas? Well, a lot, as what you can see here. At the ideation, planning stage, marketing, sales, analysis of data, both qualitative and quantitative, legal, and much more. And just to give you an idea, imagine a panel session at an event. Now, we all know that events create great content during live sessions, and marketers know that these content should be repurposed into blog posts, articles, newsletters, and many others. But most of the time, this doesn't happen. Why? It's mostly because of the lack of time. And that's where Sparks come into play. Because once you have a recorded version of your session, you can simply upload it on the platform and you can repurpose it. In this case, what you're seeing here is a panel discussion being uploaded and being repurposed into an ebook for educational purposes. As you can see here, the whole chapters of the ebook is being created, and the content for each and every chapter is being generated right there for you. And if we go to the same panel discussion, you can also use it to extract insights. So on Spark, you're able to now generate a report that will give you an overview of all the challenges that were discussed, all the solutions, and it will even give you the recommendations for an action plan. And if you want to drill down into the challenges, you can do so as well. And then Spark will automatically take that event content and then give you these kind of insights. And the next thing that Spark excels now at is within the analysis of data. Now, we are all familiar with this, right? An Excel file that contains feedback that you have collected for your event. It's straightforward to analyze those columns where there are just ratings or numbers. But what about those columns that contains written open-ended feedback? Now, again, that's where Spark comes into play here. You can simply upload your Excel file or your CSV file on the platform and it will get analyzed. And here what you're seeing is an overview of the findings of the feedback. You get an executive summary, and you can also then get a detailed insight based on whatever feedback that you have been collected within your event. And that's one of the features that people are really finding super useful. And that's what Spark is all about today. You can find out more about Spark at sparkit.ai. We run Spark as a separate product, as we thought it will be better to have this as a platform that is exclusively focused on improving event professionals' lives at all levels. And you know what? Then there's OpenAI, the company that I would say has really triggered this whole slew of AI innovations that we're now seeing. So if you just put aside all the drama that we've been seeing recently, you then see that one of the really cool things that OpenAI announced recently at their developer conference is the ability for anyone to build their own version of ChatGPT. Yeah, you hear it right. So you could create your own ChatGPT version that probably is really good at creating jokes, or a ChatGPT version that can provide technical support for consumer electronic products, or one that can be your travel companion. The possibilities are actually simply limitless. And some of you have probably already been experimenting with this so far. So what we are going to see is the rise of bots, and that's amazing. But bots, what does that really bring to your mind? Those banking bots that can do everything except the things that you really need to get done? In fact, bots have a bad reputation because they haven't been performing really well. But I think what we're going to see is a whole new generation of technology that's coming up here. And I think the brilliant move that OpenAI did was to call this GPTs instead of bots. And today, I'm very excited to announce to you Gevme's very own Event GPT. With Event GPT, you can create a GPT for your own event. Think of it as this super smart companion, concierge, that you can have for your event attendees. A companion that is trained on your event data that can answer almost any questions. And where is that data coming from? Well, it's all coming on from Gevme, the platform itself. So let me show you how it works. You can basically talk to Event GPT just like you would to a human being, and it will understand you. So for example, let's say you're interested in tech and you want to get recommended for sessions that you should attend. You just ask the questions, and what you see here is a whole slew of recommendations for sessions that are curated for you based on your interests. Or you could ask, what are the networking opportunities that are available at the event? And when you ask this question, you're going to get a whole slew of recommendations. And where is all these data coming from? Well, it's coming in from your event website. So what you do is you just create the content on your event website. You just populate your event website, and you're going to get these answers. Now, you can do really interesting things as well. You can even ask your personal concierge about wellness activities that could happen, that you could do during the event. You ask the questions, and again, you're going to get a whole slew of recommendations of wellness activities that you could be doing during the event and after the event. And again, where are these information coming from? Well, these information are coming in from your venue information because we keep track of that and we put that in your event GPT. And you know what? You can even do funky things. Let's say you wanted to attend the event and then you wanted to convince your boss. So you could ask Event GPT here, your personal AI concierge, to write an email that you could send to your boss to convince him or her to allow you to attend the event. And that's the kind of thing that you're going to be getting here. Now, what's great with Gevme's Event GPT is that it is actually trained on Gevme's data itself. It's super easy to set up, as what you can see here. And the data that is made available is data that already exists within Gevme. That's your speakers information, your agenda information, your exhibitors information, your event pages, and it's just a matter of toggling these options on, making that content available as training data to that event GPT, and voila, you're ready to go. And once you create an event GPT, you can then deploy it anywhere. You can deploy it on your website, you can deploy it on your mobile app. If you're running a virtual platform for your virtual event, you deploy it on your virtual event, you can embed it in an iframe, and it can go anywhere. And that's something that you now have in your hands, where you can have this super useful personal event concierge that you can make available to your whole set of event attendees. So later, Jonathan will go through in more details about Event GPT, how you get going with this, and how it all works. And there you are. So thank you very much for joining us in this edition of Gevme Connect. AI is poised to change how we work, how we attend the events. Now, we at Gevme are at the forefront of many of the innovations that you're seeing around AI within the business events industry. Next year, expect even more from us. The road ahead is truly exciting. And with that, I would like to wish you a great end of the year. Have a great time with your friends, with your family, and I'll see you next year.